Good afternoon, dear students. This is Visram Singh Meena, Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Karoli. Through online mode, we are studying English literature. The lecture of the day is meant for the students of BA Part First. The poem which we are going to study today is Death Be Not Proud. This is one of the holy sonnets written by Donne. The poem is a sonnet, as you know, which is written on Petrarchan model. A Petrarchan sonnet is divided into two stanzas, an octave and a sestet. The first 8 lines of the sonnet are an octave, and the last 6 lines of the sonnet are a sestet. The poet presents the problem or the theme in the first part of the poem, and the second part gives the conclusion. John Donne is one of the famous metaphysical poets in English literature. Now we should begin the poem. Death be not proud. The poet is addressing to Death, who has been personified as male. Death be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow, die not, poor Death, or yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure than from thee much more must flow, and soonest our best men with thee do go. Death be not proud. The poet addresses to the Death that you should not uh, think, or you should not be proud. However, some people say that you are mighty and dreadful, you are powerful and frightening, you make people afraid. They means you. This is an archaic word which was used in the ancient poetry. Nowadays, it has been not so frequent in poetry. Death be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. But thou means you, art means are, not so. You are not dreadful and mighty. Mighty means powerful, with might. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow. He again addresses to Death that those who are died. You think, thou means you, think that thou means you dost overthrow. You do overthrow them. Overthrow means defeat them, or you kill them, you die them. He is addressing to death that you should not be proud of your action or your work, that some people die, but there is no victory for you in that death of the person. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow. Overthrow means defeat. Die not, poor death. He is addressing death as poor because he thinks that death is not able to kill or able to murder the person. Die not, poor death, or yet canst thou kill me. Those who have been died, they have not died in real sense. So that's why the poet says that death, you are very poor. You are neither mighty nor dreadful. You can't. You can't kill me. He is challenging death that you can't kill me because I am the poet and my poetry will survive. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be. Thy means your picture. Your image is that you make people sleep forever. That is your quality. That is your feature. That is your characteristic. But sleep doesn't mean death, because sleep may be induced by different ways. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, must pleasure then from thee much more must flow. Much pleasure then from thee much more must flow. The poet is not afraid of death, and he says that you causes only sleep, and sleep gives pleasure. Sleep gives us rest, and we become refreshed and re-strengthened. So you are very nice for us, and you can't make us fear because you are very soothing for us, like sleep. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure then from thee, thee means you, much more, must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go. And that is the very reason that best and virtuous people who die young, because they think that with the help of death, they get pleasure, they get rest, they get enjoyment forever. That's why they die young. So you should not swell your heart that you have killed them and they are now have to suffer. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. Their bodies are died, their bones means the bones of the body remain after their death, and they go. Their souls come out of their bodies and go for permanent rest in heaven. So you think that you have killed them. That is the wrong perception on your part. So you should not be proud. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings and desperate men, and dust with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well. And better than thy stroke, why swellest thou then? Once short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death thou shalt die. This is the sestet of the poem, sestet of the sonnet. The poet gives the very reason that death must not feel proud. He says that he is a slave. He is a slave to fate. Fate means luck. Chance means accident. Kings, the orders of the cruel kings, and desperate men who die themselves and they become the region of death for others. Desperate means unhappy persons and persons who are in depression. So these incite the action, and after that, persons die. So you are the slave, not the master. You have to follow the order of fate, accidents, kings, and desperate men. So you are the slave. You can't kill persons without these persons' help. Thou means you, art means you are, and dust with poison, war, and sickness dwell. And that the reason with which we die, poison, war, and sickness. Poison, war, and sickness become the reason of death of the people. So death is nothing but the slave to these poison, war, and sickness. And poppy and or charms can make us sleep as well. The poet says that even the effect of poppy seeds or magical actions, charms means magical actions by the wizards, can make us sleep better than you. So you think that you make people sleep forever, but poppy seeds and magical charms, magical actions may induce sleep in us better than you, and better than thy stroke. Thy means your stroke, stroke means action. With your action we sleep forever. So is case with the seeds of poppy and charms of the magic. Why swast thou then? So there is the no reason of swelling, of being proud of your own action. So according to the poet, death must not feel proud because he induces sleep in the died persons forever. So is case with these activities, these may induce the same in the people. One short sleep past, we wake eternally. There is the Christian belief. When we die, we are buried in the graves. But the judgment day comes. On particular day, all souls come out of their graves and appear before God, the mightiest, and they get punishment or reward according to their deeds throughout their lives. And their sleep, death is past, and after that, their souls live in heaven or hell forever. And there is the no impact of death on the souls dwell in heaven or hell. Once your sleep past, we wake eternally. That is a paradoxical statement, and we find that death makes us sleep, but that sleep is not permanent. When our souls come out of our bodies and they live in heaven, so that kind of sleep is permanent, where there is no effect of death over the people because they wake there eternally. Eternally means permanently. Once your sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. And there they will not have the fear of death, fear of dying. So, death, thou shalt die. Now the poet addresses again to death that there you shall die, because you will have no impression, no effect of your on these died people, because they have been awakened permanently in heaven or hell according to their deeds. So their death has no action to do with them. So death will die himself. So that is the end of the sonnet. Thank you and have a nice day.